All right, we're on. Great. Everyone, thank you all for joining. We are in East Downtown Houston. Excited to come to you with another one of our hot tech talks where we're taking the world's toughest hot sauces and enjoying a good IT conversation. Different kind of venue today. Not our first rodeo to be outdoors, but certainly our first time to be this exposed in the elements. We are at a place called East River 9. If you're familiar with Houston, you might know this place. If you're not familiar with Houston, then good chance you have never heard of this place. But it is a par 3 golf course. So why a par 3 golf course? We're not great at golf, but we do enjoy this time of year where we've got big golf tournaments coming up. We have baseball events coming up. Just couldn't be better to be outdoors and outside. So what baseball is coming up? We actually have flanking us over here on a big screen, Sugarland playing the Astros in their last spring training game before we get into the regular season tomorrow. Fun at Center Technologies. We're cooking at our office in Houston tomorrow. So from the elements out here eating wings to the elements at our office in North Houston, grilling for the office there. Can't wait. I got a special guest today. We do this every time with a special guest. Joe Alapat's here with me from Liongard. Joe's the founder of Liongard and has a ton to share with us about technology, MSPs, AI, changes in the world we're seeing today. And so we're going to get into 10 questions there. Before we get started, Joe, I just want to say thank you for joining us in the heat.
That's great to be here. We got a cool breeze coming, so,
yeah, right?
So we're ready for it. I'm just ready for the heat to pick up.
We keep talking about our thank you clouds that keep covering the sun for just a minute.
We got one right now.
Right? Yeah, so it feels great. All right, so the next thing, as always, our marketing events are always covered with a number of our marketing folks here to help. Our producer, Allie Boyce, is with us today. Allie, if you want to come on out, she's got our first wings with us. Allie,
hey,
thanks.
Everyone.
Do you want to talk about what we got here?
Yes, so we're starting off super mild, nothing crazy, nothing more than salsa for the first 3 wings before the pain begins.
Thank you, Allie.
Y'all might remember, if you've done this with us before, that each time that we get a package of the Hot Ones wing sauces, it's 10 sauces. 3 of them are the same every time. Everyone remembers the last one down there, the bomb that usually ruins the event for us. And then normally there's one around 4 or 5. Right now it's same one, Tropical Amarillo. The other ones change. So as we build up to Scoville units higher than bear spray, we'll continue to bring to you kind of where we are in the process. If anyone's got questions on where we stand or what it tastes like, maybe something on IT too, if you wish to chime in about tech, please put it in the chat. We got the rest of our marketing team manning the chat. Happy to answer your questions live there or bring them to us so that we can talk about those topics. I saw on the registration list, a number of you are from our different territories, pretty wide audience on who decided to join. If you're in our Austin market, we're going to be in a live event about AI next Thursday, April 2nd in Austin at the Microsoft office. Love to have you there. If you're interested in that at all, put it in the chat. We'll make sure you get the information. All right. Normally I start with a pretty lengthy pitch on who Center is, why we do these events. Most of the people on this have heard it before. I think I'm gonna give an abbreviated version because I'm hungry. Okay. I didn't know Allie would have these in front of me so quick.
Let's do. I mean, it's like a runway.
I'm efficient.
Let's do this. Let's first wing it.
Okay.
And I'll tell about it at the same time.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Micro saucery. A micro saucery.
Good flavor.
One downside to these events, guys, is the wings get cold quick.
Well,
this is great though. I could eat this again.
You've been through this how many times now?
4 times.
Okay. How did I get conned into this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you feel that way now, you already lost, Joe. You'll be all right.
It's good so far.
Okay, so bringing it back real quick to why we do these events, it's more important to Center that we bring fun, interesting topics that we talk about within our walls that we just doubt that other businesses are talking about within theirs. If it's important to our technical guys, we assume it's important to y'all. When it comes to picking a partner for these events, you remember the company DNS Filter?
Yep.
Mikey, who runs their podcast, came down and did this with us on our most recent one. when we do these events, we look for the folks that make a difference to how our offering is delivered to our customers. That offering, normally you don't see the tools like Liongard, DNS filter, and others. You just know that Center's managing it. Joe, you went to school not to open up Liongard. You didn't know Liongard is what you were going to found.
Yep.
What did you come out of school doing?
Well, I graduated from Trinity University in San Antonio, not too far away from Houston, and graduated with computer science.
Yep.
And went right into the largest of the large operation I could find, which was Exxon, working in their technology IT function. So I got to see how the biggest of the big, actually manage technology in an environment where risk is taken extremely seriously. And it was right when the internet boom was kicking off, and I was watching from the outside in, and I said, you know what? After 2.5 years, I jumped into the smallest company I could find, about a 5-person company building websites when HTML was a new thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's 90s.
You were looking at a mature IT department from day one.
Yep.
Now, we're going to do our second wing on this. I'm curious about what led you into a space where Liongard was a business worth founding. What were you experiencing in that moment that made you think we should go do this?
Yeah. So if you guys are seeing the glare off my head, I used to have more hair on here, and I always love to share that I lost my hair finally running my previous business, which was managing an IT service provider, an MSP, where I worked with SMBs, mid-market enterprise customers. We did everything for everybody, which I tell folks don't do that.
Don't do that.
And so we did that, and through that process, I learned how to do things horrible ways. I learned over time what to do better, and I started to think through, well, why isn't there a better way to do certain things? And largely, the thing that we were really questioning is, why is it that we still don't know what we're managing and protecting better? Why doesn't the whole team know? Why doesn't the customer know? Because we saw the technology stack change on us.
So were you building the tool for you to use to make your business better? Or were you building it under a premise that you might be able to do something for all MSPs?
So we had we were fortunate enough to find a buyer for our MSP and worked there for 2 more years. So it was a clean cutover. Where
Before you started creating any tools?
Yeah, I spent a year just meditating. I actually went off to Galveston to the beach, and just my wife was kind enough to let me go brainstorm for 2 to 3 days. And then I arrived at this concept of, well, what if I could actually unlock this thing? The stack is changing. Can we create a platform that allows MSPs and their end customers to actually know everything about the tech stack as it's changing? So.
Try the bite of that sriracha. I got kind of a follow-up question for you about it. And so what a nice thing to have 2 or 3 days to ponder, to invent something different. Must have been almost too much time.
Yeah, I felt like it, but then it took multiple 2 to 3 day stints to even get to the bottom of like what it is I wanted to do.
Well, so one of my questions I had for you is I was hoping you could explain to the group listening today, how do you describe what Liongard is? I find it's hard enough to explain to like my family members what I do for a living. How do you tell others who are maybe in layman's terms what Liongard does?
Funny story about that. My earliest investors have admitted to me that they had no idea what I was building, but they put money in, and they said that I was just so passionate about the topic that they were just like, Joe's got to be onto something.
Yep.
I've gotten a little bit better at explaining, hopefully. Maybe you all can tell me whether I've explained this properly. But Liongard solves this problem of when you have technology at scale, what are you managing and protecting, and are you leveraging that technology properly? And so we call it a system of authority. It's a source of truth that actually connects all of the systems together.
Yep.
And it delivers asset intelligence. So what that means is that we can see clearly where a mistake has happened. We can see clearly where technology is not being used properly, where it's not configured properly. And it shows you the red, yellow, green in a stack that looks very complex. It looks very different than what it looked like even 10 years ago. And so putting that picture together, that high resolution picture, is a very difficult thing. That's what we do at scale for IT service providers and their end customers, and really makes it possible to leverage the technology rather than dealing with the technology.
One of the ways that our CTO talks about who y'all are or what you do is that you take products that have no multi-tenant concept in how they're created, and you turn them into something we can manage in a multi-tenant form.
Yeah, that digs into this unique challenge that when you have an MSP, managing end customers, you have a problem of potentially hundreds of customers. So how do you put the picture together very quickly so that an end customer gets value and that's actually personalized to what their stack is and what they're challenged with? So we aim to make that a lot clearer, discovering the stack and then actually separating it out nicely, putting the picture together so Humpty Dumpty is put back together again, and you're able to then provide value. So Center can actually provide value to the end customer. It's meaningful.
Why Liongard? That's our next question. Why did you name it Liongard? And feel free to enjoy this.
That's a good. I'm gonna say the answer, then I'm gonna take a bite.
Mustard sauce.
So
white hot mustard sauce.
Hot mustard sauce? Is that what it is?
Hot mustard.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna watch your expression as
please.
as I'm talking.
So this sauce is actually Quentin's first appearance on Hot Ones. So this is one of the original ones.
The original. It's an original. Okay.
Okay.
Watch James's expression, folks.
Yeah.
As he's biting down.
The fake bite.
And then. So I was lucky enough to have my wife run an amazing business where at most parties I'm ignored when I talk about what I do. So she runs a safari business. So she sends people on safaris to the Serengeti, to East Africa, South Africa, like all these exotic locations, these kind of unforgettable things. It's called Journey to Africa. And so I was actually on one of those trips with her, looking at a lion that was probably situated, I'd say about like right here, right on the turf. And I'm sitting inside a vehicle and I'm thinking through like, what am I going to call this new thing that I'm working on? And that line twitched when I took a picture. I nearly jumped. But in the midst of all of that, I started thinking about names, and I was like, lion. And I looked up Liongard. It's spelled properly with a U. It was already taken. So I misspelled it purposefully. Took out the U, and I'd say, hey, this is all the hard work without you having to do the work. So I took the U out of it.
You need to try that one. That's a great story. I didn't know your wife was into safari. If anyone on the listening's been on a safari, that's a bucket list for me. If anyone's got questions about those, feel free to put that in there too. I'm sure Joe doesn't mind plugging his wife's business.
This one's got a little bit of a late kick to it.
Late kick, a ton of flavor. I'm not a mustard guy.
It was kind of sweet at first, and then
yeah.
Hit you in the back of the tongue. Okay.
We like, for the audience, we like to do these with plenty of water. I was impressed that Joe brought his own drinks with him. That was a
little protein drink.
A little protein.
Cheers.
Nice. Yeah, cheers. We're only down 3.
All right. When does boom happen? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny for the techie guys that are listening. Right a boom, left a boom is how Joe was analyzing when is this gonna really light us up. I was telling him these first 3 are pretty medium, pretty mundane. Allie, you ready for our next ones?
I am ready. Now, I don't work in a safari trip by any means.
Okay.
But we can teleport your taste buds through different levels of sauce.
All right. I like it.
All right.
I like the addition of the napkin this time.
Yes, thank you.
I figured you might need
nice
it. A lot of sauce. You go.
Okay.
All right. Enjoy the first bite.
Thank you, Allie.
Allie, we good on questions, by the way?
We're good.
Cool.
We're waiting for them.
Yep, that makes sense. All right, so
are we sweating yet? Are we sweating?
No, only because it's. Thank you, Cloud. We're good.
Whew. Okay.
You and I talk about evolution a lot. Evolution both in products and business, the IT guy and what they're going through. And I'm a little curious with AI and everything you're seeing today. How is that changing Liongard's go-to-market?
Yeah.
What are they? Maybe start with what do you do today for Liongard? How's that changed? And then what is the change AI has delivered to where y'all are headed?
Yeah. So when we started the journey with AI, we were looking at all the exotic things. What could we next level into that's just completely out there? And we realized quickly that AI is amazing at the boring stuff.
Yeah.
And actually putting folks out of misery. I love to say this. Nobody went to school and said, hey, I'm going to fill out form fields one day when I grow up. And that's the reality is we do a lot of this muck work as part of our work. Whether you're a doctor, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a technology person, you're doing all of this very administrative work.
Yep.
And so what we found quickly is find the pain points that our partners have. You mentioned something called James Path, which is a very complex syntax. And the thing that made many of our partners, like the technology experts, kind of watery-eyed is when we said, hey, you can create this complex syntax just by writing a statement in normal human language. And they were like, what? Do you know how many hours I spent trying to get this syntax right? And we realized, oh, we got to focus on the challenge that's right in front of us rather than thinking something way out there.
Yeah.
And then when we build our way up, then trust builds. Start with those basic things and start to really level up those things. So get folks out of the muck work so they're getting value rather than trying to build to the value. So that's what we've seen.
Was that feel free to jump on our next one. Was that obvious? Smoking Dragon. Was that an obvious first place to start, was turning plain text into code query?
No, it wasn't. And it's kind of weird because we were trying to do this amazingly complex security review and an analysis of the whole environment. And what we realized is when you throw a lot of context with pseudo amount, like just a small amount of intention,
yes,
you get hallucination. You get terrible outcomes, and it starts to go left and right. So what we did is we tried a couple of experiments, and so experiment and evolve is our second core value. And as we experimented, we thought this advanced feature was the thing that everyone was going to get interested in, and it turned out everyone was like, "I like that," and they're like, "You're putting me out of my today's misery, not making me dream about some new future." And it's always a lesson I get. It's like, solve today's problem first.
Yeah, sure.
And then build your way up, and that's where everyone levels up. And so yeah, it wasn't intuitive, but part of that's the iteration and experimentation I think everyone should do. Try out a couple things.
Yeah, they say dream big, but apparently just find the first thing you can solve and solve it.
Find the pain. This is good startup mentality. Like go to the problem and understand the pain. Don't create new concepts out of thin air.
Sure.
So I'm gonna start biting in here.
Yeah, get in. What's our Scoville unit on this one? Do you have that in front of you, Allie? The Smoking Dragon?
I do. The Smoking Dragon is actually 38,000 Scoville hot units.
38,000. So
for everyone watching, we actually have already attached a resource. If you look in the resources, we have the chart up for you so you can follow us along with the Scoville hot units.
I think on the Scoville chart, a jalapeno is like 2,000.
That is correct.
Yeah, so we're 38,000 right now.
Okay.
And Joe, while you're working on that one, we have a question from the audience.
Okay.
What are some consequences / implications that organizations should be aware of being over-reliant on AI being used in production or product development?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a.
Thanks for asking after I eat that wing.
Yeah.
I found this fourth one
to
be easier than the third one, for whatever reason. I don't know if that's.
I got some theories on that. Like the first one's a flavor I'd never had before, and I think that kind of stuck with me as a little easier. This tasted a lot more like barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that's what it tasted like.
That made me a little mess with me more, I guess.
Okay. Well, anyway, so that was an observation. But okay, so the question is, how do we think about Skynet, right? Which is like, do we feel like the risk is too high, essentially, to release AI on top of it? What are some potential consequences of those things? But I'm a believer in experiments and evolving and taking steps forward. I don't necessarily think you should release AI agents on production infrastructure with full privileged access immediately. I think that's a bad idea. I think what we need to do is develop trust. And we start with these building block steps where what you're trying to do is do these small little actions. And you'll see that when you work with Claude. Claude will ask you, hey, did you want me to do this thing? And then finally it says, well, did you want me to just do that from now on for you? And that's the trust building exercise where I don't think humans and AI have to work together in any of these things. They're not going to ultimately work by themselves. They're autonomous doing something eventually, but it's for an outcome.
Yep.
Hopefully for humans, right? And so if that's the case, we've got to find that puzzle piece fit. And as the trust builds, then you can start to think incrementally. I think you need full traceability. You need to understand what's going on. And I've got some crazy ideas I'll share on where I'm seeing the trends, because I love seeing where things are going around solving for that. Like, how do you make humans and AI work together in a way that you have greater trust?
Well, I don't want to hit your punchline too fast, but that's kind of my next question was going to be around a little bit of that. Was going to be around if you solved the small problem first, startup mentality, where do you see it heading next? And you're starting to hint on that a little bit around that trust, and then not moving too quick, but the baby steps mentality of knocking these things out as you go.
Yep.
Do you want to shed a little bit onto that on where?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, no. Allie's got to share a little bit.
Not a question, but more of a statement.
Okay.
As we increase with the Scoville heat.
Yeah.
We're jumping in this one 69,000. I would love to see a bite if you guys take in the bite at the same time so we can get a great reaction for our audience.
Did we just double?
We did.
Close to double?
We went
We're
pretty
dead
close to
anyway.
doubling.
Whew.
It's getting intense. It's
Oh,
getting
little,
real.
yeah, I have a little one.
What?
Mine's a little.
Hey, well, why did I get the big one?
Good luck.
What-
All right,
You're a
ready?
special guest.
I like how James does it like this. Like, it's like there's some kind of it starts out really nice.
I find posture matters when eating a wing.
Are you just
That's not bad.
like not even tasting it and just kind of downing it?
No. That one's not, again, to your point, my taste buds are flip-flopped.
Yeah, this one's good too.
Not bad.
I'm good. I'm good. Bring it, Allie.
Thanks,
Bring it.
Allie. Let's sit on those futures for a minute. My out of sequence questions, I was going to tell a little bit about ways that centers use y'all's product to kind of save our butts.
Okay.
But if you want to stick real for a second on evolution, do you see a spot that's obvious on where this grows into next?
Yeah, I actually do. So, for the audience, how many of y'all know what an SOP is? Right? A standard operating procedure. Right? So these are important. How well is every organization at in documenting all of those standard operating procedures? We're talking about usually the boring of the boring, but it's largely the thing that drives the highest scale for a business.
Sure.
And so this is an interesting spot where we talk about documentation a lot. And there's two types of things that you generally document for both humans and AI. So this is where it's like I'm trying to simplify this.
Sure.
People tell me that I sometimes get into a PhD mode.
Oh yeah.
So you need to like tell me like, am I making sense?
We'll be quick to tell you.
Context and
slow
intent.
down.
Okay, slow down. You need to slow down on this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. So context and intent. Like context is knowing what's situational awareness. It's actually knowing what's going on.
Okay.
And intent is, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, what's the action? What's the standard operating procedure you want to do? And what we've noticed is with Liongard, that James path language and the things that we do is we convert technology into data.
Okay.
And we create this thing inside JSON. And it's a JavaScript object notation. It's basically a tree of data. It's like an advanced version of what HTML used to be. It's a hierarchical data structure. Great for understanding structured context.
Yep.
But now you got to know, okay, if I know everything going on with the firewall, what do you want to do? James, what do you want to do with the firewall?
Right.
Do you want to turn on intrusion protection? Do you want to open a port? Do you want to do a security assessment? That's where the intent comes in. So here's where something's interesting. I don't know how many of y'all have looked at files when working with AI that have a .md. Have you seen that?
No.
It does not mean medical doctor.
Okay.
I've pitched it to some of my doctors and they got all egotistical. It's not about you.
Okay.
Right? It's not about the MDs. It's Markdown. Markdown is this super simple syntax that AI and humans can both read. It was actually made for humans to actually read. And it turns out that every agent, every AI is extremely effective at reading Markdown.
Okay.
And so every agent is programmed in Markdown to basically give it intent, to tell it what to do. So now if Markdown exists as a way to document processes, and it has been there as a documentation tool for humans, it's also powerful for humans. Shouldn't we move all of that, all of our procedures and processes into Markdown?
To Markdown.
Because if we did, then humans could actually finally have processes they understand in an organization, and AI can run alongside and actually help where it can.
So you see a future where files change, the tag changes to everything's going to be an MD. And that's not just Liongard, that's all files.
Not all. I would say anything that is aligned to intent. Like what are the processes? What are the procedures? What are the core values of your business? Because if you, like, theoretically, you should have that somewhere written down. And I would tell you, convert all of that stuff to Markdown. Because if you had an agent reading all of that and understood the core values of our organization, it's going to respond back in the manner that your team members are also responding.
Easier to change files to Markdown than it would be for AI tools to read other file types?
AI is highly efficient and has a very low token usage, which means your spend with AI is lower. And it's very adept at reading Markdown. So I actually researched this a couple of weeks ago, and it's like it's very effective.
Is
So
that something you see Liongard kind of pioneering, as moving files that matter this way to MD internally?
we're already like connecting like Markdown and driving intent when you're interacting with Liongard.
Yep.
But we're talking through ways to put that together. We're getting waved down. We're getting flagged down.
Do you see anything? I don't see
I see someone flagging us
All
down.
right.
All right.
As the sun begins to shine down on us, I want to shine on a quick question. Jeffrey's carrying the questions here. How should organizations approach handling shadow IT, unknown devices, and forgotten service accounts?
It's a really good question.
Shadow IT.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, I'll tell you, it's a catch-22 because right now the biggest shadow IT is AI.
AI.
Right. So, but if we go back to traditional technology, you have to have context over what's there. But I would zoom out a little bit from a management level. That when you have a high amount of shadow IT usage, I would look to the leadership, and if you're one of those leaders, look to yourself. Have you given your employees the tools and resources to actually be effective?
Yeah.
Why are they
bringing it?
using the shadow IT?
Yep.
And solve for the why, and then you can actually align on something. So this is where leaders have to be forward around AI. They have to be forward around what's going on, just to have awareness as to why Claude is being used by someone on their personal phone to go do something when we've told them, hey, like, why don't we're using Copilot. We're doing it over here and we're doing it this way. So how do we navigate that discussion so we can enable them?
I don't know that people think about Liongard as an asset management tool, but is there an element of that, at least for the intangible assets that you help us manage? That
is the core. Like asset intelligence is the core of what we're providing. So what we look at is basically triangulating on everything that is across all the systems. A basic way to get visibility is look at a device and get back the answer. The way that we think about it is look at the device, look at every other system that knows something about that device, and merge it together into one.
Yeah, and now it's taking into identities, how to manage those and secure them through that same process. What you got, Allie?
Well, Susan asked us a fantastic question.
Hey, Susan.
Popular in the chat. Joe, it's a pop quiz for you.
Okay.
What tool is recommended to convert files to MD?
Oh.
I use my hands.
I'll tell you the easiest. You use AI. So use AI to convert it to Markdown. And so what I would suggest is create a template that is for your organization that you think will be effective for a department or for the company. And then what you can do is point at an existing document of a standard operating procedure and just say, use this template and create the Markdown. Or you can just say, create Markdown out of this document and point at it. And what'll happen is it'll generate it automatically for you. And so I would say that that's the fastest way to do it. And then there's a ton of different Markdown editors. I heard about this new tool called, it's been around for a bit, called Obsidian, which is a really good personal tool for note-taking, which stores everything. And guess what? Markdown. So it's happening everywhere. Now that I've told you about these .md files, you're going to see them everywhere. I promise you.
Allie, good question from Susan. Was there something else before we jump into a wing?
The most important time to jump into a wing.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
We're going to homegrown hell.
Homegrown
with
hell.
81,000 Scoville heat units.
Homegrown hell sounds scary.
It's homegrown at least.
You're like wiping it in there. Okay.
Yeah. You don't like that?
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna have to do that because I don't want to look bad and look like a weenie here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. Okay.
Nothing you can do to look like a weenie here.
I got the bigger one again. Like, what is going on, Allie?
It's because we love you. We want you to feel so special.
No matter the size, it's the same amount of sauce.
Okay, it's got a small punch at the beginning.
Heavy on the garlic.
Mm-hmm. I like the flavor.
All right, I'm gonna survive that one. I'm all right.
Wait for it.
Oh, I'm all right. I'm debating if my nose is running over heat or pollen.
You've been out here for a little bit.
Been out here for all day.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I like this one.
One of my favorite stories I hear from our CTO, Todd Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about how there's obvious things on how Liongard can help out. Where, like, if we need to make a change to every one of our tenants that we offer management to, that we can do so through Liongard to make sweeping changes across the board quick, and multi-tenant management at its sweetest. There's other stories though I hear where that needle in a haystack is impossible for us to fix a problem. And what we end up finding out, even though it's nothing malicious, we made a change, an intentional change, but we don't know where that change sits. We don't know what it caused it. We're going back to a date earlier and checking those logs, leveraging Liongard to rewind and go back. So I like that there's two use cases for it. The push something out to everybody, or if I'm troubleshooting something that's impossible, I can dig in and leverage the tool to figure out where that's set. Yeah, you can convert plain text to code through James Path, but sometimes, like you said, the simplest use case is the most impactful. That's still providing value to us like every day. Do you see another area where MSPs are gloating about how great Liongard's keeping them out of trouble?
I mean, like you mentioned, like the unknown needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
The misconfiguration. That's actually the fundamental concept that birthed Liongard. That was the thing that I saw the most.
Okay.
Is the unknown.
Okay.
That people go like this. They got, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. And the reality is if you knew, you wouldn't let it happen.
Right.
And so that's called configuration drift, right? In the IT terminology, that needle in the haystack is like the microscope. Whereas the fleet level thing that you talk about, I think about dashboarding. I think about the CIO dashboard, the ability to look across the whole stack and see it in one fell swoop and know that that information is as recent as less than 24 hours is so powerful. And whether it's in the cloud or whether it's a firewall or an endpoint, I think that is one that I think more people need to take advantage of, is to be able to look at it visually and interact with it visually. And this is a feature we rolled out about 6-7 months ago called Visual Insights. 6-7? What?
I hated
what's
that.
up?
That was terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ali.
What are some examples of common misconfigurations that Liongard catches?
Oh, common misconfigurations. Yeah. So here's one of the most common, right? So this is the threat actor situation has moved to the identity largely. So what I tell folks is the number one thing you need to do is turn on multi-factor authentication for every user account that you have. This is something that we are able to uniquely catch by looking at various systems, merging it together, and telling you where multi-factor authentication isn't set up. And most people take for granted that that is easy, but MFA architecture is actually fairly complex. Because there's usually 1 or 2 layers of things involved and multiple systems. The other is the classic, I had a security solution, but the settings weren't turned on or it wasn't installed, right? And this seems like a simple thing, but when you're managing fleets of fleets, that gets really difficult. And so Liongard makes that process so easy so that all of those security features are actually at what I call desired state. It's something Microsoft has used in the past. I love that phrase, desired state. Who doesn't want desired state?
Everybody wants that.
Everyone wants desired state.
And ice water. Everybody wants that and ice water.
That's desired state too, especially in the heat.
And maybe some shade for you guys. But another question we have in the chat is, with the huge amount of IT and security tool organizations used daily, is it recommended to do all eggs in one basket approach or integrate via a unified console?
Yeah, so I think it's I'm gonna be opinionated on this one, and it's this balance of best in class versus best in suite, right? So what does that mean? Best in class is you get a point solution that does this better than anything else in that area. Best in suite is, oh, well, I have this one platform that actually has all of these modules already integrated, but it might not be the best at this thing, but it's integrating.
Yep.
Right? And you have to balance that, right? You have to balance that. I do tilt towards best in class more so than I go best in suite, because I mean, I'm an integration guy. That's why we created Liongard. We integrate that picture. I think it's so important to make sure that for the areas that matter the most, that you do lean in on best in class. But I think for those lower stakes or those types of environments where integration would be preferred, that's where the best in suite works really well. It's a balancing act. It's not an easy answer. So I can't give you a softball on that one.
Right, yeah, it depends greatly on use case and which systems.
Yep.
Couldn't agree more.
Yep.
Allie, great question. We're getting a good amount of wind. You want to do a wing swap in a minute?
I would love to.
So that wind does down?
All right.
All right, so this change in file types, change in who's going to be doing the muck work you mentioned earlier, starting to lead also into now changes in how IT responds to issues and what issues they're deciding to actually work on or not have to. There has to be a merge at some point where it's not just file work, but also a challenge, say an IT-related ticket issue that now can be fully controlled by AI response and automation.
Yep.
I'll pause for a minute. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Allie.
I don't know how you guys are doing with this wind.
What is
These are looking deadlier, by the way.
Okay,
This
I'm
is a
actually.
reddish
These looks
hue.
like, yeah.
So,
I was gonna say the same.
Joe, and you did mention it earlier. You were doing the countdown.
Yeah. Okay.
We've hit it. We've hit the countdown.
This is the boom.
The
the
Funky's
bomb
hot sauce.
right here.
Oh, it's in the
center.
middle.
It's in the middle, so you got a little bit more time. A little bit
Folks,
more time.
it
to warm
looks
up.
really devilish.
Yeah, it is.
Like it looks scary. It looks
There's a
scary.
good chance
I-
we don't finish these
Or
questions.
did I
at
not
that
put
point.
extra sauce on it?
Yeah, you might have.
We don't know.
I got a dollop on mine, like an extra dollop.
Yeah, I know. I saw her do
Thank
that
you,
too.
Allie.
You're
Thank you.
That'll
welcome.
be his. I think for real, the wind, I can feel the heat, like it's blowing up. All right, so that's it to my eye. All right, so my point behind that was we're evolving on what we're spending our time on. And I'm finding that the IT guy is starting to evolve with that too. I would argue business owners, CFOs, CIOs, what they would hire on a resume is starting to evolve to I need more of a consultative person who's going to look at business challenges and stare at the AI tools, whether or not we have integration or a need to change file types.
Yep.
All these questions weren't there 5 years ago.
Yeah, this is an interesting challenge when you think about like where do you automate, where do you not automate, where do you focus. I'll share something that's specific to all of the folks that are listening in. And in your specific industry, you have subject matter expertise.
Yep.
And when you interview somebody, they're going to know acronyms that are specific to your industry.
Yep.
Right. So if it's in healthcare, it's an EMR system.
Correct.
Right. And you can speak to the various EMR platforms, whatever that is. Right. In IT, we have our acronyms up the wazoo.
Yep.
Right. So when I think about this challenge, I think about two things. When it comes to tech and AI and all of what's going on there, I think there's a point in which I think it's really beneficial to be a jack of all trades and really understand the landscape well, because it's changing on us really quickly. So whatever we knew even 30 days ago is now being reset.
Yep.
When it comes to the industry knowledge, I would go very narrow and I would go very deep around subject matter expertise, around the actual industry that is of interest. And when you combine the two together, I think that's the kind of candidate that a lot of us want to interview to go, wow, this person knows everything about our industry.
Sure.
And at the same time, they know all the acronyms and all this stuff, but they're also up to date on the latest and greatest. They know what Markdown is. Like this is an interesting, dilemma, but that's my opinion.
I got to follow up on that, on how they involve their IT interaction now with department heads. It's changing too. I'll come right back to that. Allie, I see your hand up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think today I've become a SME in hot wings. And with that, we have a question. Do you believe AI/automation will greatly assist teams with having accurate and updated documentation?
Yeah, for sure, right?
Oh yeah, it's a foregone conclusion. Actually, if you interact with our application, what we found is a lot of folks tell us, man, Liongard's got really great documentation on how to set everything up. But what we found out is a lot of people weren't reading the documentation. Sometimes you want to ask a question. This is a great use of AI. Using generative AI to actually summarize that documentation back.
Right.
Because a lot of us are impatient. We don't want to go through the 20 pages.
Yep.
And we just want to ask the deep question and we want the answer. And so that's a powerful use.
Yep.
Where when it comes to just reading the documentation, it also helps you with a little bit of the writing, but I would be careful because you really have to be careful about how much context did you feed it. So I would veer towards higher review there.
We just did events, lunch and learns, where we talked about agents that do just that. We were building one that reads the handbook for a company, and instead of having to search for what my insurance benefits are, you can Teams chat with it and ask those questions. really hot topic right now for sure. If anyone's listening and wants to learn how to do that, I can help you with that or get you a recording from our last event. Be easy to provide. Are we about to get into this?
It's time to give the audience what they've been waiting for.
All
Not
right.
at the bomb yet, but we are going to enter a state of spicy enlightenment with Nirvana.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
What is this one?
Tasty regret.
Nirvana. This is
Nirvana?
at 120,000 Scoville heat units. So
This
don't
one's
be scared.
Nirvana,
Take
huh?
the
This
bite.
is hot.
All right, Nirvana. Here we go.
Oh.
Let's go.
Got to go to Galveston, meditate.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Okay, I tasted that immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This has got some toxicity level to it.
It's gonna be a little tough.
I'm so glad we're doing this event in the heat. I think it makes it that much better.
That was
Double heat.
That was the worst 7 we've had yet. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, let's get back into documentation and AI.
I mean, what's your thought on it, James, while I'm trying to process this right now?
I think, but more so than the documentation evolving and people being able to read it, we're seeing the personnel have to adjust to the changes. So I used to punch code or do muck or whatever what work may be. The change in it that I'm seeing is it's how do I sit down with the head of HR? How do I sit down with a middle manager in accounting and talk to them about, hey, these AI tools exist. Start lifting your employees' game and start putting these tools in place the right way. Coaching them on how to do it the way you want them to do it in IT.
I'm sorry, I'm running a little slow right now.
Should we just quit? There's no harm in quitting, right? We can just quit?
We're not quitting. Woo! Okay.
I don't know if you see that as much. Maybe inside Liongard you could see it. With how many employees does Liongard have?
We have about a little over 100.
Okay.
While you guys are taking a sip of water, a light, easy question for you.
Ooh,
That's a bad one.
that one's intense.
So just like how you answered how you would interview an analyst about AI, what skills would you recommend for AI and IT management?
To be just like me.
Yeah. Just copy James. AI in IT management. I'm going to repeat what I said earlier, which is strong subject matter expertise in the domain, wide and up-to-date knowledge on what's going on the AI front. And one of the areas that I don't think we talk more about is something staring at us in the face. Every one of the technologies that you are deploying, there's tears coming out of my eyes. There's tears coming out of my eyes. There's tears coming. I think is that tears.
It's tears. You have an ant on your plate.
Maybe it'll help me out. We'll see what happens to it.
It'll eat it. What about, is there a new title coming out? Are we going to have AI directors?
Yeah. One of my buddies has AI in his title already.
Yeah.
And he's a medical doctor in radiology.
CIA.
Huh? Yeah.
Has
No, I
AI in
think
it.
it's AI is definitely, like, the titles are there already.
Okay, well that's the new thing is I think we're also going to see people claim AI is going to take jobs away. It's going to create jobs, but it's going to change how we operate, how we think, how we teach. And I would just look at it as the smartest man in the room on a keyboard doesn't mean he's the best position for IT leadership, where before it meant that. You'd escalate your most complex issues to the guy who knows the most.
I would also say from an interview strategy, it's understand who's willing to experiment and evolve, who's willing to listen and learn really quickly, because we're in an environment where change is happening really rapidly. So anyone who isn't able to stay up to date, anyone who's averse to change is going to be in a little bit of trouble in the IT management world, especially with AI.
Got the runny nose going.
Boom just happened. Boom was right here.
I'm worried.
Boom was this.
I'm worried
I don't
about.
even want it. We're right at boom.
I'm worried about the bomb right now.
All right.
Oh.
Before we hit the bomb, I got 2 questions for you from the chat.
Not 2. We'll do one, the bomb, then the other, maybe?
Ooh, okay, get crazy. All right, then answer this one. How could IT security teams ensure that their employees are using AI responsibility and not linking sensitive data?
This is a tough one.
Well, if you have Center as an MSP, we're already helping with a lot of that stuff, but there's more data governance you have to put in place. There's a journey that we've created. It's on paper. We can put it in a resource. Is it already in the resources?
Yeah.
Our AI journey?
Oh, of course.
Maybe.
There's a different one in the resources.
We can add it. It's a 6 steps of like immature to mature in AI. And so business's path on making sure they got the right data governance and security in place. It's not that it's hard or complex to do it. It's that your employees are running off without the beginnings of it starting. So the shadow AI is real. And so you got to step back and get everyone on the same page. And that part tends to drive businesses nuts. But it's not bad. We can do that.
I mean, I'm going to agree with you, James, on this one. Much like with cybersecurity, it starts with education. Yep. And that's going to be consistent, which just staying up to date. We actually have like an AI channel within our teams where we're just posting on regular updates that are happening in the industry that are new. I think having that awareness as a company and that leadership has to play a big role.
Yep.
It isn't just the tech folks. The leaders have to be aware of what's going on. And then from there, there's this concept that we've talked about a lot, which is AI readiness, right? Which is the organization ready to go do something? So that we should describe good uses versus, hey, this is not a good use.
Yeah.
You know, pasting some confidential document into, your consumer grade login to whichever AI, bad idea. So we want to keep that, local to the business and reach to your leaders for that advice.
Are you intentionally being long-winded so you don't have to grab number 8?
I am stretching this thing out. I'm hoping we run out of time.
All right, I'll give you a little bit more. So on the topic of knowledge, do you have any suggestions of some unbiased podcasts, journals, etc., that people could use to really keep their knowledge up to date?
Unbiased podcasts. I
can't think straight enough.
You know what I'm going to do is I need to follow up with that one because I do have several. But I read from thought leaders, so I think more not about like the business, but the individual. And there's so many people posting about AI, but I like reading the authors that are speaking about industry changes. So I think focus on your industry and look to the visionaries in your industry and then look at what they're talking about, because inevitably AI is coming up and that's going to be much more relevant to you than just, hey, let me show you how to automate something with Claude and it's some rando thing. Like it's just not relevant. So go to the visionaries in your industry and find those folks and then just subscribe to the newsletters, right? Listen to the podcasts, do those kinds of things and you'll get there. Are you getting a refill?
I'm getting a refill.
Are you walking off the camera for a reason? What's going on?
I'm out of here. I'm done. No.
I think you're turning a little red, by the way.
I always turn red. I turn red when I'm around guys like you. Hey,
right.
We got to jump into 8. We're going to run out of time if we don't.
Gentlemen,
this is the bomb.
There's no pushing it off
Here's
anymore.
the thing.
Sorry, we put it off, folks. We put it off.
Smell it.
Audience, this is what you've been waiting for. This
Even
is
the ant
bomb.
turned around. The ant, like, it just
Coming
turned
in.
in a
It's
direction.
unnatural.
At 135,600.
What?
Scoville.
135,600.
Yeah, well, I
see
said
how
it a little
deadly
wrong.
that looks?
That's okay. I'm nervous for you, okay?
Look at that dollop. I think Allie put that dollop on there. I don't appreciate
The bomb's
that at all.
nothing but capsaicin.
I do not appreciate it. I'm
There's
not going
no
after the
flavor.
dollop. I'm doing the James pose.
Keep it off your chest. Yeah, lean over.
I think I keep it off your lips.
I know.
Like somebody got on my lips and it's like, it's burning.
Luckily, Nirvana gave us a good runway.
Okay.
Nirvana was hot.
The toxicity level is, you can taste it. It tastes different. Like it's
no flavor. It's just mean.
It's just, yeah, it's mean. It's got a meanness to it. Mm.
This sauce is actually coming from the makers of Beyond Insanity. So, hope that helps answer your question.
They did it. The bomb did it. So, here's what's happened in previous rounds of this. As we get to about right here, and we fail to be able to think straight, we end up losing our path the rest of the way. I think right now you're doing really well. I would argue the audience is impressed with how well you're handling it.
I'm just trying to survive here. I'm surviving, and there's the refill.
Hey, Sarah. Maybe a little more ice in that one?
Yeah, I got
Thanks.
Has someone just taken these down with no issue at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't feel so bad.
Okay, that evolution that we're talking about changing what we hire in IT and how they deal with departments, was my belief, and I think you're the one that turned me onto the theory, that we're going to wind up no longer looking at IT as a cost center the way we do the last 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah. So important, right? You don't deploy technology to manage it. The technology is there to push the business forward. That's what it's there for. How are we using it?
Right. So that's not, used to be, we have applications, and that's all that really matters. Who's managing the apps? Are they up to date? Well, that blocking and tackling has now gotten into how do the departments evolve and get better, do more with less at times. Which has got me thinking about number 9, because I just wanted it over.
That one's got a late hit. Woo.
Go ahead, Allie.
Buy you guys some extra time. We got a question from the chat. How do you reduce AI hallucination around structured JSON and permissions? JSON.
Yeah, great question.
Thank you, Sean.
You want to take a first stab at that?
No.
Provide the least context you can provide for the scoped issue. Because if you throw too much JSON, you're wasting tokens and you're increasing surface area for hallucination. That's how you do it. But that JSON better be clean. It better be well labeled. And on top of that, the intention, the instructions, remember that markdown, better be really tight.
That's enough. You don't have to elaborate.
I'm going after.
You don't
man.
have to elaborate. Number 9's a lot of
I'm giving you your
fun.
money's worth here, man.
Number 9's a blast.
There's one more after this one.
Yeah, and I have it on a special tray.
I am crying.
What's number 9?
Here. I'm crying.
Next question.
No, Allie.
Oh.
What's number 9? That's the question.
Do you see it? The intensity has gotten high.
Number 9 is the smoked Serrano Squash Reaper.
Oh yeah, the smoked Serrano Squash Reaper.
720,000 Scoville heat units.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the change there?
Big.
In case you're curious, this one does have Ghost and Pepper X heat in it. But it is farm fresh.
Oh, it's farm fresh.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, Joe.
I'm watching you first. I got the big one again. I've noticed this. Allie, you are in so much trouble after this.
The puddle's real. It's like she measured the sauce regardless of the size.
All right. What's the question?
There isn't a question.
What's the meaning of life?
Personal favorite AI tool.
Personal AI, personal favorite.
This is better than 8. You'll be all right. This is better than 8. That's better flavor.
Can I mention 2 personal favorites?
Yeah, but you have to eat it.
Yeah, but I want to answer the question first.
Okay, yeah, do whatever you want to do.
All right. For productivity,
how do you think about productivity in a time like this?
I am enjoying Claude. I love the fact that Microsoft is incorporating Cowork, Claude Cowork.
Yeah.
I like that. But for any of y'all that are parents, Notebook LM is amazing for your kids because it allows you to not get all of the erroneous bad data on the internet, but create a notebook and put trusted sources and then allow one of your children to actually go query in the safety of that notebook to get back some really powerful content. The most amazing feature, if you haven't heard of it, is the podcast feature. which you put the content in and two people better than our personalities start interacting. I don't know. But the reality is they start interacting and they start chatting about the content. And past that, you can interact with them now, like just, which is crazy.
We're going to run out of time.
What is your favorite built-in Copilot agent?
Oh, man.
Oh,
What's
just
favorite
kidding.
what?
What is your
Built-in, like,
favorite
our pre-made
built-in
agent?
Copilot agent?
Man, I mean, the only ones I've been playing with are the ones that our team have actually built.
Okay. They're
So,
talking about
not
like
the
researcher, analyst. She's talking about the ones that I think you hear pretty commonly. Prompt coach.
I don't like you're gonna have to.
Researchers for me, the one that I think
Like
everyone
why?
uses the most.
Like why researcher? I'm turning this interview around. Tell me, James. Like this is the moment I
Yeah,
get to ask you a question.
We did one in an event we did, a Lunch and Learn, where I pretended I was preparing for a meeting with KDISD.
Okay.
And we put it in there who we were meeting with, the CFO, the CIO, what our goals were. And instead of just giving me information about what they might be interested in on a, hey, here's what ISDs do, they started sharing what bonds they've had approved for IT, what recent projects they've had, so I don't offer something that they've recently already implemented, what they're currently looking for based on those bond requests.
Okay.
Yeah, real fun stuff. Researcher. Okay.
I like that.
Paints the picture for you on how you're handling the meeting, not on a generic, here's what ISDs need, but what they do.
Well, the reason why these agents are interesting is
We need more napkins.
oh my God, is the famous shoulder tap. It happens in every organization, right? That shoulder tap could be in person. Hey, James, you got a quick moment for me?
Mm-hmm.
I just have this question I have for you.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's this unplanned notification, a direct message in Teams or Slack. Hey, I got a quick question.
Yep.
All right. And the reality is that these agents really can provide your team the ability to interact with almost like a digital twin of James. And you're able to get back answers with probably the clarity or the knowledge of some of the things that you put together, let's say, in writing.
Yep.
That you've trained that agent on. I find that to be unreal.
That's cool.
Because it's a level up for the team, and the cost of the interruption is really high for both people, right? Like one, the person has to wait. The other one is interrupted in some deep work that they're doing.
Yep.
But they just want to get the answer. So
we're going to
love the value there.
We're going to be really hydrated. That
All
I
right,
know.
talking about leveling up, going to the next level. This is number 10. Okay, guys, we thought the bomb was hot. This is the last. And I even brought this just to not even mess this up. But this masterpiece that we're about to jump into unites 4 of the hottest peppers on the planet. It actually doesn't even have a Scoville heat unit on it. It's PBD. So show us what you got. Let's see it. So I have faith in you.
I got to say, you guys really show the love to
I gave
folks
him
that
more
partner with
sauce
y'all.
too, so don't worry.
Oh my God, thank you.
Back off, Allie.
Actually, I think you got more sauce, huh? You did.
She says I do.
I think you did.
The way they do it on the TV show.
I got the bigger one, but you got the more sauce.
The way they do it on the TV show is the last dab includes the last dab. So I don't necessarily know that you have to do this with me.
What is this?
He's crazy. The man's
Does he do
crazy.
this every time?
The last dab is they do it on the show. It's not much. It's just a dab. Oh. Sorry, guys.
Thermageddon. Okay, that's great.
Ooh. Joe's been fun.
That's is it clear?
This one has Scorpion, Carolina Reaper, Pepper X, and Apollo, all in one, for a soul-searing burn.
Well, it's 3 o'clock. Bye, guys. Okay, ready?
What's our time like?
We're done.
Oh God.
We got to do this.
Okay, let's go.
Why is the wing so tough this late? Allie, any more questions from the group?
How did you make it this far? I mean, I think that's a good question.
Joe, this is a test that many others have done with us and enjoyed. Chris Pace, our CEO, and others that are partners of Center, appreciate you falling into a small fraternity has done this with us. This is not fun. I'm excited that our audience is getting to learn about you and Liongard through it, but it's not fun to do it this way. Thank you, though, for going out of your way to do this with us.
I'm just happy I kept it all down.
So far, we still got a day ahead of us. To the audience that's joined us, that's not already a Center customer, I believe there's roughly a dozen of y'all on today. I'm gonna be in touch with you shortly after this. This is the kind of fun we try to bring, you know, pain, cruelty to a marketing event, just so you can get a sense of our culture and who we are. In reality, we're Texas and Oklahoma's largest MSP. We're the best there is when it comes to supporting or being your full IT staff. If you need help in that realm, we want to be that person to help you out. I'm gonna go throw up or something. So thank y'all.
It's great to
Appreciate
be here.
y'all being here. Bye, guys.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Center. Peace.